What if you have a traumatic, painful memory that you have consigned to the dustbin of your mind because you do not want to think about it or let it come and affect your life? But if there is someone who also knows about this memory and wants to bring it back into your life and destroy it, what will you do? Well, that's the psychological drama I have for you today in this new episode of An Ordinary Review with PJ. I'm going to review the limited part series Disclaimer, which is available on Apple TV Plus. Disclaimer is written and directed by Alfonso Cuarón, the masterclass director who gave us the beautiful Gravity. We thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Here he is adapting the novel written by Renee Knight in 2015 by the same name. The series has an ensemble cast led by Cate Blanchett and Kevin Kline, supported by Sacha Baron Cohen, Leslie Manville, Cody Smith-McPhee, Layla George and Louis Partridge. It's an absolute ultimate star cast. So here's my review of Disclaimer. But before I get on to it, let me give you a warning. This series has some explicit adult content, so viewer discretion is strictly advised. Please do not watch this series with children. With that, on to the review. Disclaimer is about Cate Blanchett. She is an award-winning documentarian who has built her career by exposing transgressions in other people's lives. She is successful and she is enjoying her life. She is married to Sacha Baron Cohen, who runs an organization that supports NGOs and are very successful at that. Both of them have a son played by Cody Smith-McPhee. They're having a good life. But all of that is about to turn when a book comes to her called The Perfect Stranger. As she goes through the book, she is reminded about her own life 20 years ago when an incident had happened when she was on vacation in Italy with her young son. And when she goes through this novel, she is reminded of that incident. She is absolutely devastated, and because she had kept this incident secret from everyone, from her husband, from her child, from everyone. And she had suppressed it, thinking that it's not going to affect her life anymore. But that's not to be. The incident has come forward and now she is scared and she doesn't know how to deal with it. On the other hand, there is Kevin Kline, who plays a retired school teacher who is a widower. His wife, Leslie Manville, passed away due to cancer. Both of them had a young son who 20 years ago had died in Italy getting drowned while trying to save a young boy from getting drowned in the sea. He and Leslie Manville were devastated by their son's death. Both of them felt their life was shattered. More so Leslie Manville because she was too close and obsessed with her son. She believed that a young life was lost and she blames Cate Blanchett, her younger version is played by Layla George in this series, for her son's death. She comes to know about it when she actually develops some of the photographs that her son was taking of her on that vacation. Her son was a photographer and he had gone to Italy to click photographs. So she starts writing a manuscript, imagining what would have happened in that vacation. Before she could publish the manuscript, she dies. And when Kevin Kline comes to know about it, he's absolutely devastated and he has this strong feeling of vengeance. He is now hell-bent on destroying Cate Blanchett's life. To me, the series is all about this tussle between Cate Blanchett and Kevin Kline. On one hand, she has this traumatic past that she doesn't want anyone else to know. She doesn't have the courage, but now she has to deal with it and she's struggling with it. On the other hand is Kevin Kline, who gets his vicarious delight in destroying her life piece by piece. He wants to make sure that everyone hates her. He wants to make sure that she hates herself. And he also wants to make sure that she loses a son. In terms of other performances, Sacha Baron Cohen plays her husband, who is involved in his work, has a timidity about him. He very quickly believes that Cate Blanchett had something to do about what happened 20 years ago. He believes that she had an affair which she never told him, and he starts hating her. he resents her. He doesn't want her in his life or in his son's life. So, this entire complicated affair that builds on when this incident comes into life and how he is able to deal with it is something that beautifully done by Sacha Baron Cohen. Leslie Manville, as his obsessed mother, has beautifully acted, particularly the scene where she actually confronts Kevin Kline on what she thinks would have happened and how she is too obsessed with her son and just cannot let go that he's no more. Layla George plays a younger version of Kate Blanchett, and she's stunningly beautiful. That entire sequence that is shot in Italy, where she and Louis Partridge seem to have an affair, is beautifully done. Let me tell you, her acting, particularly in the scene where she seduces Louis Partridge, will make you sweat. She's performed beautifully. You'll enjoy her performance. And so will you enjoy the performance of Louis Partridge, who is this young, vibrant photographer. He's smitten by the beauty of Layla George, and how he goes about trying to get involved with her is beautifully done. But is that all truth? Is it what truly happened? Well, that's something that you will know as you come towards the climax of this series. Overall, a very, very solid series. And what I liked about it is the narrative. It's a non-linear narrative where it intermixes of what happened 20 years ago to what is happening now, as this stress and tension is building up in Kate Blanchett's life and how Kevin Kline is plotting to destroy her life. Overall, a solid recommendation. Please do check it out. And like I said, it has a lot of explicit adult content, so viewer discretion is strictly advised. One thing before I close the review about the director Alfonso Cuarón. He is a masterclass director who explores human psyche in detail. He explores the psychological mindset of his protagonists. In Gravity, it was all about loneliness that Sandra Bullock was facing as she was stuck on the International Space Station alone. Here, it is all about the trauma and the pain of the incident that Kate Blanchett has kept it secret and is coming out, how she's dealing with it. And Kevin Kline, he's obsessed with vengeance and how he gets vicarious delight in trying to destroy her life piece by piece and enjoys every moment of it. Well, that's something which is superbly explored by the director. So, a strong recommendation. Please do check out Disclaimer on Apple TV+. So that's it, folks. That's the review for this episode. If you are not getting time to see my episode on YouTube, you can always listen in as a podcast on Apple Podcast or Spotify while you go for a walk or you're driving. If you're listening in while driving, please do be careful about keeping your eyes on the road and not getting distracted. I will bring more interesting reviews for all of you in the days to come. Till then, take good care of yourselves and ciao.